Well, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTRL, and time for your weekly dose of GT2 action. So the season moves into the second half with the rounds 9 and 10, starting off tonight with Lago Maggiore West, and later on in the Group 3 race will be at the infamous Circuit de la Sarthe in Le Mans. Qualifying underway here, and helping me pick through the action is Mr. Pagani himself. Good evening.
Good afternoon. Well, it is evening now, isn't it?
It's getting there, it's getting late. So, second half of the season. It's going to be hard to top last week's action, I think, isn't it?
It is indeed, but we have two fantastic circuits to try and top it off, so, yeah.
If you did see last week's races, please do go back and watch that stream. We're not joking around when we say absolutely fantastic, especially the first race. The Group 4 race was just an incredible finale, definitely worth a rewatch. But hopefully tonight we'll be picking apart some even better action. We can see what I can do. So, two new faces to talk about this week. We've got JP Greenwood and we've got Ruben, so both in Team VW, so they're back up to their full quota. Unknown quantities, so how do you think we're going to get on today? It's a very close field so far. We've got some good drivers in GT2 this year.
Well, I know JP isn't feeling the most confident going into this race. He reckons he's going to get slapped. So yeah, he's starting his first race on the medium tyre.
So the VW is known for its tyre wear, so it's an interesting call. I thought maybe we would have gone with the softs, but we shall see.
But yeah, I mean, Ruben, I'm not entirely sure. He was referred to us by another one of our drivers, Deluxe, so we have seen Deluxe who's come in and won a race in GT2 before, so you never know.
Yes, indeed. So get on. So the Lago Maggiore circuit it's the West circuit, so it's a slightly truncated version. I would expect the MR cars to do well. There's a lot of twisty bits which are going to suit the Alfa Romeos and McLarens, but also quite a lot of straights which will suit the Citroens, the VWs, and the Mitsubishi. So it's a bit of everything for everyone in the circuit, isn't it?
It is indeed. I mean, Mitsubishis have been struggling a little bit with tracks that have straight lines, but they're accelerating the whole through. But they had a good Group 4 race last week in the wet, obviously with a... Yeah. Andy had a little bit of a missed break, which cost him a win, but yeah. I mean, it's hard to look past those McLarens at the moment.
Yeah, they have been driving very well. Had a tough first week, but since then they've been the form team, definitely to watch. So let's see how we get on here. Donzo's going to be the first one to settle lap time though. And he starts with 28.9. Switch back behind him straight into the 23, so better up there.
Really interesting to see what the Alfa Romeos can do. Since the weight addition that they got in the latest update, they haven't been quite
well, Deluxe takes Paul. Ruben has popped himself up to P1, so new boy showing the old guard how it's done.
Well, I know Nexus Catch was asking who his teammates were before the start of the lobby. Well, one of them is currently in pole position, so
very close between the top. So we've got just over a quarter of a second separating the top 5 at the moment. Ruben on pole by less than a tenth. Though he's going quicker again in the middle sector. In fact, now he's down, so it's Deluxe popped into P2, unsafe release P3. So McLaren second and third, Alfa P4, and Citroen P5. So good mix at the top. Peterman back this week. He P6 after the first set of runs. P8.
on the soft tyre.
So he's got an interesting strategy. Nexus Cat's sat in the pit lane still, so still waiting for to pop it on track. Andy sporting a new livery this week, Looney Tunes.
It is indeed. I wonder if he's still got his Simpsons livery for the Group 3.
Just a little bit wide there through this double right-hander. Switchback goes P3. So that's the McLarens. And we've got top 5 covered by less than 0.2 of a second at the moment. So it comes over them.
Well, when he said GT2 was competitive, I mean 2 tenths. Yeah, it's not a lot of time at all.
Interestingly, Ruben's gone on the super soft tyres. Now we know the Scirocco is front wheel drive, which obviously means it is going to wear its tyres, so he's going to manage his tyre wear a lot more than the guys around him, which will be a factor in the race for sure.
Yeah, indeed. I did see the Scirocco come out on top in the recent Nations Cup race.
It did indeed. Very similar. So the tyre wear factor is slightly different than that, but not too much different, is it? So this circuit will be
one difference. We wear a little bit slower in the Nations, but
we've got one of the Citroens in the gravel, I believe that's Zon.
So I tried a quick look at the back of Ruben's car, and I do believe he has a Baby Yoda in the back of that car.
Just miss. See if we can get a view as he comes round. I believe you may be right, yeah, on the back right corner. So just under 6 minutes of the session, so just halfway through the session. Ruben holding pole. GT2's new favourite Belgian. To look in P2, currently leading McLaren. I say his 2 teammates have been taking a lot of the headlines recently in GT2. See Posh with his wins and Safe Release with podiums. So is this Deluxe week to shine?
Was a City Posh currently in 14th. He has just come on super soft tyres. They're expecting to move forward.
He's got a slightly different livery this week, so him and Dillock have been running almost the same livery the last couple of weeks, but he's gone a little bit darker this week, making him a little bit more stand out. And again, these McLarens do look stunning in their various West guises.
Junkie Spot has just improved. He's got up to P8. 28 now. It's awfully close this grid.
It is indeed. Top 5 still just covered by 0.172 of a second, down to SPY in P5. So Steph after the victory last time out, P9, and the P12 not quite so suited to the Mitsubishi so far, but still plenty of time to improve. Greenwood is up on this lap, so possibly improving.
He has just come in from mediums up on the soft tyre, so
definitely.
Maybe he's not feeling the super at the moment, which is understandable. We've now had issues with the super soft tyre since a couple of days ago, so yeah. Not always the fastest tyre.
30.8. Doesn't improve. It does indeed. Quite big improvement to 29.4. That pops up to P12. Pops him ahead of his teammates, Nexus Cats. Straight away goes back ahead of him. Oh no, the light was something behind him going up. SBY pops himself up into P2. So a tiny gap between Ruben and Deluxe, and SBY has managed to find a gap, which means that out of the top 5 are now covered by just 0.143 of a second.
But Porsche did jump up. He was 14th. He's now up to 7th after that last lap. So
and going faster again. 2 tenths up in the middle part of the lap. Comes down to the hairpin. Let's go on board with him.
Nexus Cats has improved to 19.6, but it's still 14 at the moment, unfortunately.
Comes through then the sweeping S's section out to the curve on the left. Braking marker has lost a bit of time, but still up on his current lap time. Then you've got these long sweeping right-handers out to the curve on the outside. Missed the apex of the second one there, but keeps it in between the lines. That's a bit of a penalty zone there on the left hand side if you run over the curbs. And downhill, left hand braking, pick your braking marker, dive for the apex. But I think he's pulling into the pits. He is, yep, so he's bailing out of that lap.
Well, to look at his team, it will probably come up as right behind him, maybe looking for that bit of slipstream on the last lap. Can make or break your qualifying sometimes.
So a lot of guys diving into the pits at the moment. So current standings then with just over 2 minutes to go. Ruben on pole position ahead of SBY, Deluxe in P3 and switchback P4. So for Lisa to P5 ahead of Peatman in the second of the Alfa Romeos. Steve Posh in the third of the McLaren, P7, so all McLarens in the top 7. Currently up into P8 ahead of Donzo. And Steph in P10, so both Mitsubishis in the top 10. Jockey Sport, P11.
Ron has turned up to find out that he's now the third favourite builder in FTRL, so sorry Ron.
PBR's on to improve his lap time. He's gone on for a slightly, it's almost a Caterham or Lotus-like livery he's got this week, isn't it? Green, British Racing green with the yellow stripe.
Yeah, that yellow is quite bright in the middle of that, I must say.
It is indeed.
Donzo's improved. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah, I think he's just leapfrogged Co-Andy actually in that one. Just half a second. Only half a second off pole, and he's in P8, which shows you how close this field is at the moment. It's into the final minute, so last few laps coming up.
Look at that line now, a massive 5-car train at the start. Oh, Zom's lost it in the last corner.
Oh, he's backwards. Can get turned around.
Clipped the grass.
Easily done. Junkie Sport, meanwhile, has gone fastest, so he's used that slipstream train very well. And Slipstream Man, winner of the last race at Tokyo East in the wet, continues his good form. He's put himself on a pole position, so top 6 now covered by 0.181 of a second. That's how tight this field is.
We said earlier that the competition in this division is getting tighter and tighter. Well, everybody's raising the game, and that proves it.
Right, so switchbacks at the head of this train. He'll be the first one to cross the line. Final lap, so the countdown is on.
Oh, switchback's gone purple in sector 2. Nice and tidy, not necessarily running all the curve, but we're doing this last corner.
City Posh goes fastest, Deluxe goes P2 ahead of him up the road. So City Posh leaps up. What does Switchback do? He goes second. Oh, 5,000 off. SBY goes third. Ruben goes back onto pole.
Wow.
All changing.
Wow.
Anybody on a lap still? It's finished. Junkie Sports, having been on pole a couple of seconds ago, it's down to P6, and I think that's everybody. Peatman's coming to the line. He doesn't improve.
The SBY is 16 thousandths off P2 and he's in P4. Somehow switchbacks in the middle.
Zom coming around then, he's still on a lap. I think next is Katz as well, just ahead of him. So, two coming around. Katz doesn't improve. Zom doesn't improve either, so they stay where they are. So, there we have it then. All change at the death, but Ruben takes pole position on his debut for VW.
Does indeed. Now what can you do with a tyre wear in that front wheel drive VW?
Because he's going to be starting on the super soft as well. He'll have grip early on, but those tyres will be degrading quickly. So, predictions then, Pagani, who are you putting for the win?
It's very hard to look past City Porsche. I mean, normally I'm fairly out there with my guesses, but I'm going to go City Porsche again.
And they get off the line. Oh, Deluxe had a poor start. Pulled down. Ruben has been swapped off the line down to P3. City Posh and Switchback ahead of him. They go side by side into one. Switchback into the lead now. City Posh has the inside. SBY up the inside of Ruben. Bit of contact there. Becomes unsafe for Lease up into P4. Deluxe is down to 14th though. He's had an absolutely abysmal start.
Roms immediately supporting his Belgian friend in Rubens.
Side by side on the run down to the hairpin. City Posh in the lead. It's a slipstream chain. Look at this. Carl snaking in the line.
What's the one going to be? I'm not sure.
Oh, Unsafe Release is coming in hot. Contact with Ruben. They both pass SBY on the brakes. Steph 3 wide in the background with Katz and JP Greenwood. 3 wide in the middle coming through the S's. Trying to sort themselves out.
So Zom's had a fantastic start. Start on the back row and there's already P9.
Start from Rom. Your movement there. C Posh has got out into the lead. Switch back into P2. Ruben back up to P3. He was down as low as 5th off from the pole position. Into the end of lap 1.
SBY side by side with Andy in the
Jockey
last corner.
Sport got a good run there through the final corner. Scirocco is no slouch in a straight line though. Sport looking to the inside. Scirocco, oh he's got it. Oh he's going hot on the brakes. Safe release.
Tapping the team in the Junkie Sport.
Safe release and Ruben contact again. That's allowed Andy past McLaren. SBY down to P7 after being P3 at the hairpin on lap 1. Andy's on the grass.
And he's in a bit of bushes with his 4-wheel drive, so
he's taking some loony lines. Unsafe release down the inside through the S's. SBY up the inside, we've got 3 wide coming into the hairpin here. Andy on the outside, unsafe release in the middle, SBY on the inside. Donzo and Zom in the slipstream behind them. Oh, Kat's on the inside of Zom.
Went for the switchback on the other 2, but didn't make it stick. He's trying to go over 3 wide.
3 wide again. All contacts. Off goes Andy. Katz was in the wall behind as well.
I must praise Unsafe for pulling out of that 3 wide into the right hand because that was never going to work.
Andy switches. Indeed, Andy switches back there through the hairpin. The 2 Alphas side by side further back. Oh, door handle in fact. SBY. Donzo. Oh my god, the 2 wide coming to the final corner. Zom and Steph contact, or SBY's had a slide. Next is Katz is up the end. I don't know where to look. I don't know where to look. 3 wide, Katz, Zom, SBY, Deluxe getting involved as well. Deluxe going to make 2 or 3 places into turn 1. He's coming in hot. He's gone straight, he's in the wall.
A fight for P3.
So Deluxe gone straight on. Up front is a little bit more calm. We've got City Boss and switch back with a bit of a break. Junkie Sport and Ruben breaking. They've got a big gap back now to 3.5 seconds between Unsafe Release, who's still side by side with Co-Andy.
I think everybody's in 5th at the moment.
Absolute carnage. No, sorry, Donzo now has got into this battle.
Down the inside.
Bit of contact. Katz up to P7 ahead of Andy. You've got SBY and Zom side by side coming out of the hairpin.
SBY's falling down his back. Zom's up to P9 now.
Peteman watching and JP Greenwood. Steph got nerfed wide at the final corner, and Deluxe, who overshot turn 1, is back on the back of the train. So we have got 2 for the lead. City Boss and switchback gap is 1 second back to Junkie Sport, who's bringing Ruben with him. So we might soon have a 4-way for the lead.
Well, City Boss and switchback have the exact same tyre and City Boss with a soft tyre. So
this train for P5 is just incredible. You've got 5th to 14th in a line. Unsafe release.
Fired down the inside. His collision with Junkie Sport at turn 1.
Just upstream, we've got Andy and Zom side by side. We've got Katz and Donzo side by side. SBY and Peteman side by side coming out of turn 2.
Zom hasn't had the ring this season, but he's fighting whatever he's got tonight.
He's side by side with Andy. He's going round the outside and up into P8. That's a good move there from Zom. Using that Citroen. Yes, indeed.
SBY down the inside of Andy at the hairpin.
So Junkie Sport is back ahead of Ruben in the battle for P3, but they have lost touch with the top 2 again a little bit now. So switch back and City Posh just breaking away again. Junkie Sport and Ruben. He's thinking about it again. Junkie Sport's wide. Junkie Sport's very wide. Ruben down the inside. We're all going to meet on the exit. trying to sweep ahead. Gets it done this time.
Moving to turn 1, that's been fun for the last 2 laps.
Battle for the leads. City Posh going defensive, switch back using the toe. Squirreling around in a straight line. Don't think Junkie Spot's close enough. He's going to have a look though. And he drops back in.
The mirrors, but
the train for P5 is just starting to spread out a little bit. It's not quite so chaotic. Safe release. Down the inside of Zom.
Oh, there's a little bit of contact.
A bit of a wiggle on the power. Slap the front of Andy. Let's let Peatman through. So SPY back up to P8. Zom's P9. Peatman P10. Not seeing much of it. Oh, who was that in the background? That was JP Greenwood going wide. Medium tyres. Not quite offering some of the grip of the cars around him. Flying off.
I mean, I'm not sure how he's doing it, but Ruben has the exact same tyre wear as JP Greenwood. One's on the medium, one's on the super soft.
Oh, Junkie Sport. Down the inside, through the S's. He's got the inside for the right-hander. Can Ruben hang on? No contact there. Right now he's got it done. Up into P3. These guys are losing so much time to the top 2 now. They're battling. Switchback just happy to follow City Posh at the moment.
Switchback's beginning to get the signs of more tyre wear than City Posh.
Ruben back down the inside for P3. Great squat, great scrap going on for P3 at the moment. Ruben back into the position now, and this is letting on safe release, who's finally broken away from the train, start to close in.
He's closing in rapidly. I didn't realise he was that close.
He's hanging on to P6, but he's got 2 Alphas behind him. The side by side, SPY up the inside of Donzo. So he's regrouped.
That's how Alfa Romeo were planning on holding position, just running side by side so no one else can get past.
If people can get by Zom, they can block the track. But side by side again, so it seems to be the plan.
It's nice to see teammates battling. You don't always see it.
Yes, indeed. Donzo back ahead again, so continuing to swap positions. Donzo has a look into the hairpin. Alpha's a little bit better on the brakes. Steph just had a very good run there, and he's now up the outside of Peatman.
Zom defended from Pete well, and Pete clipped the back of Zom through the corner, which allowed Steph to get the run.
Steph on good run of form after his win last time out. Absolutely stunning drive in the wet.
Side by side with Andy.
Andy has spent pretty much this entire race side by side with somebody. Literally, I don't think I've seen him on track on his own without somebody either to his left or right.
City Posh clipped the grass with that rear right wheel coming on the straight.
Now he's let switch back right back onto his tail further back. Still side by side in the battle for P3. And this is now a throughaway battle because unsafe release is now just 6/10 off the back of these two. So all this squabbling. Oh, he's coming hot there though. Just gets it stopped.
You know, it's supposed to reverse enter and corner with a McLaren. But somehow he made it work.
Alright, Donzo up to P6 head of Cat. Zom and SPY side by side, a bit of a bump there. Zom's up the inside.
Next Cat's beginning to struggle with front tyre wear in that VW.
Super tyres past their best. What's he going to do? So we've still got a mini train going on. So Donzo now at the head of it for P6. You've got Donzo, Cat, Zom, SPY, Steph and Peatman. In this train, Andy and Diluk nose to tail. JP Greenwood trying to close that gap again.
I mean, to be fair, for a first race, he's staying out of everyone's way, just learning how everyone's pace is, so it's fine.
This is true. The first week's always a tough one. It's just a bit of baptism fire. You don't really know what the other guys are like, what the car's like, so it's a good fact finding more than anything, and obviously we can point him in the direction of some tips for next week.
This 3-car battle for P3 is hot up. All 3 of them clipped the grass going to the last sector.
Battle for the lead is 3.5 tenths. City Posh again going to
Posh run wide at the last corner.
It's going to let Ruben down the inside. Scirocco straight line speed. Cats into the pits in the background.
Steph also in the pits.
Saying that Ruben has the same tyre wear as Junkie Sport does, which is
I don't know how he's done it.
going very smoothly. Unsafe release now right onto the back of this. This is now a three-way battle. Bonzo has broken away from the train. SBY through as well. Peatman trying to go side by side with Zom. Get all the alphas in a line. That's Citroen.
Zom's holding his own.
He is indeed. Big improvement from Zom this week.
Best I've seen him in that Group 4 car this season.
Going wheel to wheel. Just trying to look around the outside of SBY into the hairpin. Get a very long car. It's going to let Peatman up the inside though, but Zom running around the outside. And he's onto the position. Drops back in between now, having a look up the inside of SBY. SBY just catches the curb. Thought he was going to understeer into the grass then. Sweeps back across the nose, so on to P7. So Zom fighting off all the alphas at the moment. He's had a bit of a wobble there.
I'm expecting to see SBY in. He's killed that front left tyre in his alpha.
Indeed,
everyone around him.
Yeah, the weight
back in.
Weight's really hurting the alpha now, isn't it? Does he peel in? He does. Zom as well. Yep, so SBY and Zom pit. Carries on.
So City needs a good lap now. I'm going to switch back. We'll try and do the undercut.
Interestingly, JP Green has pitted and come back out on the medium tyre again.
Well, that VW is obviously quite harsh on his front tyres unless you're in moving, so yeah.
So clearly those two need to be sharing some tips for next week. So City Posh now has got the lead. What can he do on his in-lap now? Is Switchback going to get the undercut? Where is Switchback come out? Is he in traffic? He is not in traffic, no. He is behind Donzo, ahead of Peatman. So he's got himself a nice gap. City Posh respond, everything's just kind of spread out. You've got Unsafe Release still battling with Ruben.
Well, SBY came out with just Steph and Katz who just pitted themselves, so however he's got quite a gap to Zom, who he was battling, so he's on a bit more fuel in the car.
Seems like Katz just sweeps ahead of Steph through the S's.
City Porsche is in pits.
Race leader in.
Switchbacks at the last corner.
Unsafe Release and Ruben diving in, as does Donzo. Here comes Switchback through. Where is City Posh? Still fueling. Indeed. City Posh joins in P2. Ruben's got quite a big gap to Junkie Sport as well. Donzo's coming out in P5.
However, that front two swap strategy, switchbacks on the soft,
has happened to Unsafe Release. He's dropped down all the way to P11. Has he had a moment somewhere? Did a 47.5 that last lap. That would explain, I think he's heading off somewhere.
What's everyone else's pit in that? Yeah, City Posh did a 42 on his pit lap, so he wiggled just before he came into the pits.
So Switchback 2.4 seconds, that undercut has got him. That's a job well done. Posh in P3. Ruben's got a bit of a gap to Junkie Sport now. Can Junkie close that gap? Alfa Romeo's at it again. SBY and Donzo 5th and 6th, nose to tail. Looking to swap places already.
A lot of the guys have gone onto the soft tyre from the Supers. I mean, City Porsche has swapped, so he's on the Supers now, so can he catch Switchback?
Steph battle, Zom getting involved as well. Andy's on the back of these, that's his Unsafe Release. He's recovering from an unseen mistake and lost out in that pit cycle. He's down to P12, so he wasn't too far back. It was that. Oh, did they touch? Andy's waiting. Yeah, it looks like Andy's waiting there, so I think there's been contact. Yeah, Zom's had a big spin. Oh, so unlucky for Zom, he was running so well. And Andy's waiting for him, so I think there's been contact there. The look goes through. Yeah, so unfortunately there, that's a shame for those two. They're having such a great battle.
Now the hit the battle JP Greenwood for 12th place.
Indeed, right. Back in the lead then, switch back 2.3 seconds ahead. What can City Posh do? So Switchback was quite comfortable behind City Posh earlier. Now he's been released. Can he maintain that gap? Can City Posh do anything about bringing him back? See, Ruben got a big gap now in P3, so looking fairly solid. Sport again.
I know the VW is probably the best on its fuel, but Ruben has quite a bit less than everyone else.
Indeed, about a third of a tank. Well, there's about a third of the race left though, so we shall see.
Let's hope he doesn't do a Rob.
He's gone onto the soft tyre, which does suggest he's trying to get to the finish, and he started on the super soft.
Right back, just got past Nexus Cat into the last corner. Nexus Cat's got a better run on the straight.
Going side by side. Germany versus Denmark. See if it hangs on to the inside though for turn 2. Steph's going to get involved here as well. Oh, contact.
That contact's allowed Peter to get on the back of the straight.
They're looking a very lonely P11. Andy's back up into P12 ahead of JP Greenwood. Tom's dropped down again, so it looks like he's having a little moment somewhere. It's a shame for Tom there, he's on for a strong top 10 result.
What City Posh did set fastest lap last time, but it was only 1/10 quicker than the switch back in front.
Well, Dave both at their personal best. Gap maintaining at about 2.4, 2.5 seconds, so Switchbacker's holding that gap very well. Took his first win at Goodwood in the Group 4s a couple of weeks ago. Is he about to double his tally, matching with his teammate?
A little bit of contact behind between Pete and Nexus Cat has allowed Steph to get the run and get back past Pete. However, Pete's not sitting down about it, he's fighting back, trying to look at the outside of Steph into the last corner.
Swoops around Steph, around the curbs. Peteman trying to sweep around the outside. He's got a great run off the final corner. You've got the slipstream off Nexus Cats as well. He's ahead, they're coming to the braking for turn 1. Steph goes tight for the apex. Peteman sweeps around the outside. He's now got the inside for 2. Still side by side.
Side by side.
Again, a lot of side by side action in this race. Most of it clean.
There's been a smidge bit of contact, but the racing again has been on point from the GT2 boys.
Yes, indeed. They look trying to get there as well. Background, Andy in a P12, JP Greenwood, and Zom rounding off the runners. Now the gap for the lead is down by half a second. It's now just 2 seconds.
Just noticed that. But we've got 6 minutes left in this race.
Yeah, he's going to need a bit more. Maybe a mistake here. Ruben on for a podium on his first race. P3, Junkie Sport has got SBY for company, so there's a battle of the P4. Donzo not far behind either.
There's a strong run between Steph and Pete and Nexus Cat.
Still nose to tail. Steph doesn't look around the outside of Cats. That's going to let Peteman up the inside, but he dives back in. And we'll go for that slingshot down the start finish straight. Oh, Steph's gone for the inside. There's contact. He's got himself a penalty. There was a bit of a dive. I think he took too much of the corner. That's going to let Peteman get a run on both of them. Cat's trying to get in the middle. Oh dear, this is going to be tight. Trying to open the door. Backs out of it. Steph's gone deep. Peteman goes through. Cats goes for a wide entry, trying to get the cut back with that four-wheel drive car. It's not really an ideal line.
So those front tyres on the VW are starting to wear again. The look is closing in.
Yes, indeed.
The look get back inside this top 10.
Oh, Ruben's in the gravel, coming out of the hairpin. Just ran out wide a little bit. And that's that Junkie Sport get 1.4, so he's now in slipstream range.
So I don't know if Junkie Sport made a mistake.
Oh, Steph's in the gravel as well. Steph took the gravel coming out the hairpin that time round. That's let Cats back through. And the look is definitely there, so now I've got 4 in the battle for P8.
We'll switch back to open that gap back out. It's back to 2.3 for the lead.
Indeed, it's 28.5 City Posh. 29.0, so yeah, he's had a slower lap that time. Sport squeezing into the inside. He's back over. SBY will have the apex. Junkie Sport trying to go around the outside for inside for turn 2. He does. Can he hold on to the curb? Does indeed. Great drive in there from Carl. Well, this has let Donzo onto the tail of them, so now we've got 3 battling for 4th. And that gap to Ruben.
That just have a 2-car battle. It always seems to be a 3 or 4-car battle. So
if you want to see, Ruben is now 8 tenths up the road as well. So these 3, despite squabbling, are catching him.
That's grass more. Steph has broke up this battle for 8th place as Pete is beginning to get away now.
Spread out a little bit, haven't they? Tom and JP Greenwood battling over the unlucky position, P13.
I mean, Tom's just set his fastest lap, so pace is still good.
Indeed, so still motoring on. Battle now looks to be for the final podium spot into the last 3 minutes, so we're looking at 2 laps to go.
I would believe so, however my maths is never that accurate.
Ruben's fuel is looking fairly critical, I think. He's still in the white, but he'll be on the red very shortly. Oh, there we go, he literally just flicked onto the red, so...
Next time.
Indeed, is he... What can he do on his fuel? That's going to be the question.
Junkie Sports had a bad run on the straight. SBY's trying it again into turn 1.
Indeed, got the inside, I think he's going to be ahead. This time he's going for... Oh, yep, cuts across in front. This time Donzo trying to get involved. Can SBY back up the Citroen? He's got a good punch off turn 2 though. He's back up the inside.
Oh, he's clipped the inside curb. Don't want to be on 2 wheels. But he has got the move back. But Donzo is
through as well. So SBY loses 2 places there. Ruben's just eked away, but I think he's going to have to be fuel saving. Everybody else is in the white. If we say that, Donzo's just clipped onto the red as well. So he's critical.
Mystical Goy Carp in the chat, so hang on switchback. So nice to have you with us, bro.
Indeed, the gap remains the same, 2.4, 2.5, so it's looking good for switchback at this stage.
Our 3-car train is caught under the back of Ruben.
He's definitely fuel saving now. He's under-fueled. He's gone to bite him, so he's now going to have to go mega defensive on this last lap.
Was it Donzo's clicked into the red during this lap?
Yeah, he just on the approach to the hairpin, he went down. Looking very slow at this stage. He's definitely saving as much as he can.
We've got a mini day
train. Donzo's up the inside. And there's... Oh no, yeah, Donzo's up into P4, sorry. Go defensive though. Ruben's still quick in a straight line. Junkie Sport round the outside, he's on the grass. Oh, contact with Donzo. Oh, has he gone round? Donzo hangs on to the position, SBY gets through. Junkie Sport down to P6.
SBY's tyres are like twice as bad as his teammates in front. I think it's can Donzo catch Ruben, that's going to be the challenge.
Oh, no change up front, switchback still leads by 2.5. I think City Posh is going to accept P2. Question is, can Ruben get to the flag without running out of fuel? I think Donzo might just be okay. The 2 behind him, no, both the Junkie Sport's got plenty of fuel, so he's fine to push on. SBY's now in the red as well.
Ruben's critical, there's not a lot left in that tank.
SBY's in the wall. Junkie Sport on the grass as well. Back to your race leader though, coming out of the final corner. He's going to be his 2nd win of the season. Both in the group 4.
Side by side, a little bit of contact, Ruben's on the grass.
Oh, he sweeps through. So switchback wins. City Posh is P2.
Ruben's out of fuel.
Oh no.
It's coughing and splutting.
Tonzo's going to come in P3. Oh, he's picked up a penalty. He's out of fuel. SPY comes home. Junkie Sport will jump in with that penalty. He's picked up at the end as well. I'm going to say for release. No, he just gave it a penalty. Picked him in P8. Did look coming in P9. Good recovery there after that abysmal start. Next is Cats. Just beat Steph. Andy P12. He'll be I think it's so unlucky that him and Zom had contact. P13 for Zom, and JP Greenwood comes home.
I think JP hit it again because he's on supers at the end. So.
Oh, interesting. So there we have it then. It's victory for Switchback. No, it did fair play to me. Drove very well in that one. I think he looked comfortable early on behind City Bosch, undercut perfectly, and then drove the perfect race thereafter.
There's nothing worse than 2 Switchback wins in 2 days. That's never good.
Yes, Rom's in there with the Belgian curse. Apparently they can't add up fuel.
Yeah, don't give him any pointers, Rob. I don't think it's going to help.
Right then, so we await for the switch over to. Better say the replay before I forget.
Yeah, I should probably do that. Oh, that's not good. I've just heard something.
Ooh.
So if I disappear very quickly, you know why.
So, well, that was all action. That was probably as good as last week. Maybe not quite so dramatic at the finish, but yeah. Another sterling effort from the GT2 boys.
Oh, well, I've had word that Deluxe forgot to hold the brakes on the grid, so technically a jump start, that would explain his poor start.
Deluxe, and he qualified so well as well, so he'll be disappointed.
Oh, unsafe.
That would explain it, yes. So unfortunate for him. But still a cracking effort. A good fight back from him there, but yeah, I think he'll be disappointed having got himself into that battle for P3 just before the pit stops. He was refueled. And now
on to Le Mans.
So of course we undertook this one last week. Which of the cars do you fancy here? I think obviously the Vipers were quite dominant there last week in GT1. The Citroens, they were probably the best of the rest.
I think overall the Citroen was the quicker car. There was just some entertainment at Le Mans, so that didn't help us. But yeah, the Citroen was very quick, but you got to handle it right. I know the boys were struggling a little bit in practice. It can be a bit twitchy.
Indeed so. Le Mans, of course, would have been Le Mans this weekend coming, in fact, I believe, wasn't it? The actual Le Mans 24-hour race. So sort of an unofficial tip of the hat to them. This week we've also got the Nations Cup from Le Mans on Tuesday next week, so lots of Le Mans action coming up from FTRL.
It's a very bright Beetle.
It is a very bright Beetle. I'm sure you're very happy about
it. Yeah, saying that through clenched teeth.
That is a very bright Beetle. Also, at least can he channel the success of the Schnitzer team with their McLaren? Of course, it wasn't that particular livery that won here, but of course McLaren won is in 1995, I believe, was it, at the long tail? The original F1 GTR?
And that's taking my maths too far.
I want to say 95. It was the I can't think of the livery. I know that it was the Golf one. It was the Golf one, wasn't it? The slightly darker one.
I know they won pre-long tail because it was a spare McLaren that was actually a customer's road car chassis. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was 95. Because I think 96 was the year that the Yost Porsche won. Then 97 was the. What, 97? No, was that the Yost Porsche?
think
My mind is
99 was the year the Mercedes flipped over.
Yeah, that was the year the BMW won. That was the CLR year. Yeah, perhaps 98 was the year the Porsche 911 GT1 won. When the CLKs all broke down, even though they'd been dominant in the FIA GTs all season, they both broke down.
Races, 10 wins.
Yep, and then that's not the big one. Yeah, 99 was the year that Peter Dunbreck decided to take up horticulture mid-race.
Mark Webber flipped twice, once in practice and once in the warm-up, so yeah,
Indeed,
he got
that was
6-7.
That was the end of his weekend as well. That was an infamous picture of that one almost landing on top of the Eureka Viper.
Yeah, well, Andy's changed his livery and has gone Batman theme tonight, so...
Is he the hero that Le Mans needs?
But my question is, who's going to be his Bane character? Obviously he clashed with Zom earlier. I don't want to hear Zom trying to speak through a Pringle can, but...
Well, it looks like Switchback is still sporting the same livery from last week. We'll show you that a little bit more detail when he goes out, if he goes out in the warm-up. So, what are Le Mans features we need to look out for? What corners do we need to keep an eye out for here? It's not the most technical of tracks, but it comes with its own nuances, doesn't it?
The first chicane is very easy to get a penalty.
Very true.
I found that out to my cost. I mean, you're a lot better with corner names than I am, but the one coming on the straight, that's always penalty ridden.
Yep. Is that Terre Rouge? I can't think what Terre Rouge is. This is probably all the questions for Si. I know a few of them, but Si's probably...
I was going to say Si's going to be like irate in the chat. I know he is.
I know which one the Mulsanne corner is. I know which in Indianapolis is. Arnage is the one that you take pretty much up to a crawl. Indianapolis is the one where you got speed.
I was going to say Indianapolis is the one that I got twatted. That's one to watch out for because it's coming off a very fast right king, which, as we saw in GT1 race, it is very easy to run a little bit wide, hit the dust, and not be able to stop the car. Arnage is very difficult for traction, especially on the medium tyre, as I believe Blue Flag found out to his peril, but still managed to finish second in the race.
Indeed.
Porsche curves are never one to be held with lightly. They are the corner at Le Mans and have been for the longest period. When you go around them, it's understandable as well.
Yeah, especially if you nail it. You're very good about yourself if you sweep through the Porsche curves nicely.
The final chicanes, it feels so slow after going so fast through the rest of the circuit. It is very easy to mess it up. Like, you clip too much curve, you've got these little yellow sausage curves, you just flipping the car every which way except the way you want to go.
Very true.
In pit lane entry, we saw, who was it? Was it Dark Ball? Just didn't brake coming into the pit lane. Unfortunately, there is a sort of 90 left, 90 right coming into the pit, so you do have to brake.
Yes, I think it's the only one on the game where you do actually have to navigate a little bit of the pit lane. Obviously, not in this game you can just throw it in. This is not one of those circuits, unfortunately, so hopefully the drivers have put a little bit of time of going into the pits at least.
Well, Blue Flag aka Si straight in the chat saying Tetra Rouge. Prime penalties on. So,
I was right. Yes, got it right. Phew.
Then Michael said McLaren won Le Mans in 1995.
Did indeed. So got that one right.
See that your Wikipedia is working, Michael.
We won 96. That's got a bit now. Right, so McLaren won it that year. Who else was racing it? Who's going? See, Posh has got lost and is going the wrong way.
Nice.
96. Who was racing in 96? It's really going to annoy me. It's really going to annoy me. Did they do it?
I don't think they did.
No, McLaren didn't do the win. They were 96. They were 96. They were 96. Gonna bug me. It's really gonna bug me.
According to Wikipedia, it was a Tom Walkinshaw Porsche prototype run by the Yost race.
Yeah, it was Houston. I do remember the one that it was the one from the original Le Mans game on PlayStation that I didn't particularly like. They won in 96, they won in 97. Did they win again in 97? Why are you looking?
It was. Well, I know Tom Christensen won it, but I'm not sure what car.
The same car again, because I know Porsche.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, blue double. Yeah, I do. I remember he doesn't completely desert me. And now it's Porsche with McNish, ILO. Was it Christensen again?
I'm not sure, but I know Christensen did win 9 times around here.
Yeah, indeed, Mr. Le Mans himself. But can either of the Danish guys here, Nexus Cats or Deluxe, replicate their countryman's legacy at this circuit?
Judging by what Deluxe just put in the chat, I'm not sure.
I think that's probably the fact that he had a McLaren coming at him the wrong way. It was probably what caused the brown trials a moment.
Well, Michael's asking how do I know his tricks. Michael, I've been around you long enough and I've commented with you long enough. Don't you know nothing about the ball. And switchback sitting time for 20 seconds of penalties. Well, if you don't know switchback, it is you can get 15 seconds and then it goes up instrumentally without you cutting the corner. So you don't do that.
What time are we on? Let's go any time now. Just waiting for switchback to say the word. Had the 1 minute warning.
We're starting at 5 too, so yeah, not long to go.
So, who are we going for the win this time?
I went City Porsche last time and finished second, so I mean, I'm going to put out there and say probably not Mitsubishi. They're going to struggle a little bit in a straight line. McLaren have a very large fuel tank, which should help.
And of course, we can talk about strategy, can't we? As well, there's pretty much two strategies here, isn't there?
No, I was going to say there's a strategy that you'd nearly won on the 2-stop, which should, in theory, be the quicker if you can get a clean track.
Well, I think the amount of time that you lose in the pits here is that much. If anybody can make the 2-stop strategy work, then that is the way to go, which would be 2 laps on the medium to start, for those who are doing, and 4 laps on the soft and 4 laps on the supers. It's likely to be a 10-lap race. The alternate strategy is, of course, the 3-stopper, which is 1 lap on the mediums, 3 on the supers, 3 on the softs, and then take your pick for each tyre.
Which is the one that I did last week.
So, indeed, so both debutants taking a pole position this week, moving in the first race, and JP Greenwood will lead us off in the reverse grid.
Oh, we'll sign the track saying unsafe, City Porsche Blue and switchback for the podium.
So, if that's gone so for Elise, it's probably not a bad shout. Revs are up, and away we go. Greenwood's had a poor start. Great start from one of the... It's Co-Andy. Got a great start there. Zom into the lead.
I've seen this a few times this season. Zom makes a break early. Can he do it again?
Can he get stopped for the first chicane? So we're going to get through. Oh, who's that going deep? That's JP Greenwood. Unsafe release is a little bit sideways.
I think JP Greenwood watched your racing line from last week.
That's because Ron was in my ear shouting, restart, restart. Well, Andy sweeps into the lead on lap 1. JP Greenwood's recovered to P3, just in front of Katz. Deluxe P5. Top 2 making a bit of a break. The first couple of corners. Oh, Junkie Sports getting nerfed a little bit wide. The Beatles are side by side. They're touched. Oh, into the wall goes Katz. So race leaders. Andy leads from Zom in the slipstream now. And they come down the Mulsanne straight for the first time. Tom's gone to the outside. Into the dirty part of the circuit, into the lead of the race. Can get it stopped. Oh, Andy's looking inside to the first chicane of the Mulsanne. What about behind? Is a bit more contact, also for Lease and JP Greenwood. Touch. Unsafe up to P5 already, so he's had a good start.
Look at tyres, we've got Andy on the softs, but even we're back in here to start the supers with a fast start.
Side by side with Steph.
It's been Rise on the soft, the looks for the supers, Volvo on the soft.
Andy down the inside of Zom into the second chicane. Zom's already picked up a penalty. Andy sweeps back into the lead of the race. Katz and JP Greenwood side by side again. Rubin picking his way through as well, he's up to P6.
I must admit, as a Newcastle fan, it is a bit weird seeing Newcastle with a 4 next to it. It's normally 14.
Beale's still side by side.
Well, it is one way to stop the McLaren getting past is
Indeed,
covering the track.
Sweeps in front. JP coming down the inside though, into Mulsanne corner. And he leads them. That's Fisherman, not a great start. P3 has bolted into the lead. And him and Zom have a bit of a gap.
Andy needs to run, he's on that soft tyre.
Too much time around here really, because the corners aren't too tricky really, other than the Porsche curves. It's mainly chicanes, so nothing going on anything here. It's kind of like, oh, JP Greenwood's gone in hot. Is he going to do what you and Aaron did? They do. The touch, off goes Katz.
So that was basically it.
Oh, bumping and boring. Somebody else is up in the background. It's switchback. Yeah, he's been nerfed off as well. Katz is kind of squabbling now with his fellow Dane.
Wow. Right, 4th place is just a menagerie of headlights. That was...
Yes. There's door banging and all sorts going on at the moment. Ruben's got through into P3, so he's making a charge after the leaders now. They're now 4 seconds up the road. Going too wide.
Safe, the start of Porsche nerves.
Yeah, so they're going side by side there. Cat fight going on my feet at the moment. They're all stepping the wall with SPY side by side through the Porsche curves.
Stefan Ross winning last week.
Oh, Katzen into the door of City Posh.
Quite comes off. Oh,
who was that going wide?
That's very wide.
That's Katz taking the scenic route. Oh, with the wall. SPY.
SPY's round.
How was he lost?
Boys.
They're in the pits.
Switch back are in. Looks like they're taking heed of the strategy I did
JP Greenwood as well, so 3 in the pits on the first lap. Andy now has a 4.8 second lead over Zom, sorry. He's had a moment somewhere. Second, Andy. Can he redeem himself for last week?
Unsafe, completely sideways into the brake and over there. One. Gets the car stopped now.
That's pretty much the McLaren way though, isn't it? Especially in his hands. It seems the most lively in his hands, if I'm going to be honest.
I mean, he was very sideways in the Mazda.
Oh, we're going to flag all Zom's rounds.
Oh no.
He's going to wait for everybody to come through, so Zom's early break. And he gets it pointing the right way. Zom's gone a little bit wrong for Zom. Through goes SPY. JP Greenwood, switchback, Junkie Sport. Andy now has a 6.5 second lead over Ruben, so it's looking very good for Andy here on the opening salvos.
Yes, indeed. Can he keep that lead? I mean, it was over 4.5, maybe 5 seconds, and now 6.
Oh, safe release, backing it into the first chicane. Travelling like a motorbike.
He was very sideways in the Mazda last season. We didn't get that Mazda sideways.
This is true, this is true. On the limit of adhesion, but he's making it work. 9 seconds behind Andy, who is maintaining that gap to Ruben at the moment.
Well, the look is the head of a 4-car train down the straight.
Gonzo Katz recovering after his goings on the opening lap. A bit down the inside of the Alfa Romeo.
It's a 4-car train, City Porsche and Steph are coming with them.
They've just flown through the slipstream down the Mulsanne, bringing them back in and running together, nose to tail. And the recovering SPY and Zom, can they work together to drag themselves back in? Got the guys who pitted, JP Greenwood, Junkie Sport and Switchback, running together at the back. Andy though continues to lead, that gap's still 6.2, so he's not being caught by a lot. So for this, the look now together, the McLarens
is hoping we don't see Andy in his stream this week swearing because he's missed the braking point.
Gets close to the look and see if release side by side. The look sweeps around the outside. And slipstream. A number of penalties already. It's very easy to pick up penalties on the circuit.
The look is on the super soft tyre, so
Katz is caught back onto these two. Brought Peatman with him. City Posh and Donzo side by side into Arnage. Watch the wall.
Oh. He clipped, I don't know if he clipped the wall, but he did very well to hold onto the car. Coming off Arnage.
Well, lap 2, and they're looking very good at this stage. Sweeps through the Porsche curves. Ruben 6.4 seconds back. And very safe P2 at the moment. Then you've got the two McLarens, Deluxe and Unsafe, nose to tail. Cat's just off the back of them. Gap has opened up to the Alphas.
Well, Andy's on just about half on fuel, so we should be able to 4 laps on fuel.
Yes, some great camera angles here. Alpha's City Posh trying to get up there with his teammates. He's in P8 at the moment, just tucked in behind Gonzo. City Posh as well. Safe off those medium tyres. That's the City Posh. They look on the alternate strategy. He started on the supers. So the McLaren boys mixing it up. Meanwhile,
6.5 penalties this lap.
racking them up. Andy though, on his way still, maintaining that gap.
Switch back from junkie spot, coming down the start line. Where will they be in regards to the McLarens?
The answer is, they've cleared Unsafe.
Unsafe was looking very quick on the medium tyre, so now he's on the super soft. And expecting to catch up.
Indeed. And Steph out, and Greenwood is pitted again.
Well, I mean, I would think he might have used all 3 tyres already, so he's free to do what he wants.
Oh, he's having a big wobble though coming under the Dunlop Bridge.
Andy's holding the lead at the moment, just coming down after a slightly bad exit coming off the first chicane on Mulsanne. 6 seconds.
Ruben is maintaining that gap to Deluxe. Got a bit of a gap back, and then you've got Donzo, Katz and Peatman on nose to tail.
Beetle in and out for another sandwich.
Has to be right behind him, but he's 6 seconds in arrears, trying to close that gap to his teammates after his first lap accident.
Next to Katz in this Beetle is doing very well because the Alphas are on the soft and super soft respectively, while he's on the medium. So,
so like I said, it's not really, the corners here aren't too troubling really. A lot of them are just, let's say, chicanes, so it's kind of a heavy braking zone in a straight line. And really the Porsche curves where you really need to be have the excessive grip. Sometimes they're coming back at him as they come down over the hill into the Mulsanne corner. Donzo gets back ahead into P4. This battling, they're not really closing on the look at the moment, but he is starting to chip away at that gap to Ruben.
looks like Conley's pulled 7/10, so maybe a little bit of a wiggle from Ruben.
So unsafe release is onto the tail of Zom, who's on the tail of Junkie Sport. Switchback, however, has pulled a bit of a gap, so side by side, Zom and unsafe release. Unsafe trying to live into me, can't go away. Just clawing at my leg. Can I have attention later, go away, go back to sleep.
Probably for that kick earlier, I must say.
Probably, yeah. Release pops out, looks up inside of Zom as they come into Indianapolis. Thinks better of it. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there on the curb, just about gets away with it. Weaving around, he's down the inside. Gets it done into Arnage. Oh, big slide there.
Considering all three cars battling for P4 on different tyres, quite the battle going on.
Indeed. Donzo back of the head of it at the moment, but Katz is looking for a way through.
Next to Katz is on his third lap on the mediums.
That's an interesting strategy there. He's gone a lot longer than we anticipated, but come back to him later on. So is he going to hit this lap? And he is...
You can get the case. If you're comfortable on a tyre, it might be worth staying out and...
Ruben's in as well. So Ruben pits, the look carries on. Donzo's carry on. Katz is in this lap. That's his Peatman. And SBY.
We didn't have fuel. Donzo's critical. Donzo's got just a quarter of a tank to do his last lap. Might need a short shoot.
Sport now has unsafe release right on his tail. Here comes Peatman. And what's Peatman done there? Because he has only put a quarter of a tank in, so he's only doing a lap on the mediums. So he's basically going to do one lap, low fuel, on the mediums, get them out of the way.
Doing the ultimate the 3-stop.
So he's doing something a little bit different. Just comes out in front of City Posh. He might actually help City Posh bridge that gap, because there was a big gap between him and Unsafe, who is squabbling with Junkie Sport. He drops into the middle, so he can pick up a slipstream.
Ruben's come out in P10. He's got 3 numbers. Gappers on the front.
He's filled the tank. SBY's out in P12 ahead of Cat, so those two are together again.
Well, SBY has only 3/4 filled his tank, so
he's just filling up for what he needs, so he's just doing 3 laps. I think he had enough to do another lap when he came in, so he's deciding to do something a little bit different. Meanwhile, race leader, 10 seconds in the lead now, looking very good for Andy at this stage, but the strategies are now starting to play out, so he'll be in this lap. Now does he go to the mediums in the middle part, which would make more sense so he can finish on the supers? Or does he try and push now, open that gap up even more, and then cling on in the final part of the race?
F1 is going a little bit crazy. It looks like they're currently in the release, so we're possibly looking at Gran Turismo 7 with PlayStation 5.
That sounds like it, yep. Coming to FTRL soon.
But back to the race, I mean, Andy's in the red on his fuel, so I'm calculating it right.
Right, Donzo is flashing red, which is probably okay. Or is it? Because Deluxe on like a quarter of a tank, and he hasn't stopped yet.
Donzo and Andy are practically on the same fuel.
So Deluxe done some absolutely brilliant fuel saving in the stint. So that could bring him into contention with Andy. He's taken about 7/10 out of Andy in his second half of the lap. Further down to switch back after that opening lap off. He's P4. Junkie Sports still got unsafe release tucked into his rear wing. So McLaren's not found a way through yet. They're 5th and 6th. We've got Peatman.
Andy's on the soft, to look on the super. Deluxe tyre wear is half of Andy over the soft tyre.
City Posh just swooped around the outside of Peatman into the first part of Indianapolis. Absolutely brilliant overtake. Peatman on those medium tyres, not fighting too hard. Still a great overtake. Got Ruben, and we've got a bit of a train going on here. You've got Zom, Ruben, Prototype Steph, SBY, and Katz, all nose to tail.
Well, Unsafe has not managed to get
That's dropped off the back a little bit now, coming through the put. Always in the wall, through the Porsche curves. Race leader in. They're looking as well, top 2 pit. Donzo has made it. So in he comes.
Oh, he's going to be on fumes. He is indeed.
Switch back in as well. Switch back in. Junkie Sport in. Unsafe carries on, so this will release unsafe release.
Unsafe will be going at least 2 more laps.
Yep, he's going for the 2-stop. You can see City Posh closing in. Here comes Andy. Andy back out into the lead, 2.2 seconds.
Well, Andy's on the medium tyre. It looks like he's doing 2 laps with the fuel he's put in.
Oh, big moment on the curbs. Gathers it up, but that's going to put unsafe release right on his tail.
It was City Bosch. He's now only 2.2 seconds behind his teammate.
Indeed, he's closed up now. He's got free of the traffic.
Nearly 2 seconds on his teammate that lap.
Deluc is out in P4, so McLaren's 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So McLaren's looking very good here. SBY's P5 are out on the tail of Deluc. They're nose to tail. Ruben P6. We've got Katz, Donzo and Steph side by side. Coming down the straight, Steph sweeps ahead. Switch back is P10.
He's got bananas. There's rumours of Trial Mountain in Gran Turismo 7 and I'm not looking. Like, everything is being looked at the moment. So. Unsafe is right at the back of Andy now.
Comes and slipstream down towards the 2nd chicane on the Mulsanne. He's got the inside line and Unsafe takes the lead for the first time. Drops in ahead of Andy. Andy just probably just stick with him, stay in his slipstream.
Looks like they've both got 2 laps of fuel, but Andy's on that medium tyre.
Yeah, Unsafe has got it out of the way. He's on the super soft, so if Andy can stay with him, he'll be looking very good in that final stint when Unsafe. On the softs.
Well, SBY has got past Deluc to interrupt that McLaren 234.
Indeed, Andy retakes the lead. Meanwhile, into Mulsanne corner, gets it stopped.
It's always difficult getting the car stopped at the Mulsanne if you have a slipstream. Not the easiest braking zone without a slipstream. So. Oh, Deluc's in the gravel at Mulsanne corner. Claimed a few victims in the past. Fortunately dropped him all the way down to P8. He's dropped behind that 5th place battle.
Yeah, it's unlucky for him as Unsafe release sweeps back into the lead on the run down to Indianapolis. And he tucks in behind. City Posh just trying to bridge that gap. He's not quite in slipstream range yet. I say it's not very well for Ruben looking up the inside of Steph into Indianapolis.
Not the easiest place to make more back.
Indeed. Nice battle. Look, Steph, Ruben, Deluc, switch back. And just trying to get there is Donzo. He's in slipstream range, in fact, Donzo, so you'll see him at the back of this pack. After that, you've got Junkie Sport P11, JP Greenwood and Pittman doing battle, and P12 and 13. And Zon fresh out the pits. P14.
Keep an eye on Andy because if he's going to fall away, it's going to be through the Porsche curve. He's dropped 3/10, but he's still in slipstream range. Just about.
Yeah, I think that Mitsubishi will be a little bit better through these final couple of chicanes as well. Mid-engine cars, the change of directions not ideal. Whoa, City Posh!
City Posh!
City Posh with the 4-wheel drift. He gathers it up. And yeah, he's actually catching. He's actually done the fastest personal best of the race in all that.
Wow.
So that's one way to do it.
I mean, he may need some fresh underwear after this race, but I don't know how he held on to that one.
That was impressive. That was very impressive. So we've got a...
No, Junkie Sports has been reset the track through the last chicane.
Oh, he's gone hot. Into the pits comes JP Greenwood. Releases Pittman on his way. Go Andy. Oh, unsafe release very wide there. Through Terre Rouge. I'll probably pick him up another penalty. He does indeed. Another half second.
I've been there myself. You're trying to pull away, you just can't do it, so you try everything. Run a little bit wide here and then. Pick penalties up. It does cost you places, so you've got to get rid of it at the right time.
Andy, of course, is going to be very firmly with him. Sets us up very nicely for a battle between. It looks like it's these three.
And on the inside, into the first chicane, gets the move done. Unsafe holds it out wide, gets rid of a little bit of that penalty by braking early.
About half a second there, so that's nicely done. Down to 1.7.
As you say, City Porsche is now well in this battle for the race lead.
SB1, we've still got this 5-car battle for P5, still led by Cat Switchback, picking his way through though. He's up to P6.
It must be heartbreaking for SBY. You can see the 3-car train in front, but they're 8 seconds ahead and pulling away with slipstream down the straight.
And Deluxe be kicking himself as well, because he would have been with SBY. They could have dragged themselves up there. He's on a different strategy as well, he ran longer. We all know he's going to be on the medium tyres to finish, which is not ideal for Deluxe, so he would have wanted to be further up the road. Oh, Cats gets it squirrely on the brakes.
So I mentioned that I thought he was going to hit Switchback. Switchback is racking those penalties up. It's up to 5.7 seconds.
It's very difficult to get ready. I had about 5.2 at one point and I just could not shake them off, and I just plummeted down the order trying to get rid of the penalties and just not doing it. So it's very frustrating.
Whenever I get a penalty, I try and leave it to the end of the race and just break all the lines. It's the simplest way.
Yeah, true. A little bit screwy on the brakes again. Oh, Steph has a tank slapper coming out of Mulsanne corner. Drops him behind the 3 behind him, so Catch, Ruben and Deluxe go up a place.
Andy's retaking the lead, but unsafe drop back into the slipstream, not a look. Andy's back in the race lead for now on those medium tyres, he's doing well.
Down to Arnage. Safe coming in hot, so he's got to go wide, he's got to get at the wall. And he has a bit of a wobble as he gets on the power. City Posh now looking at the back of his teammate. All these 3 guys are going to pit this lap, so Andy's got a lot more fuel than the 2 behind him, which could be very key in the pit stop, because he'll fill that tank quicker. He's going to be on the faster tyre. Although City Posh is on the softs, so he's going to be on the supers as well. So in terms of tyres, him and Andy are going to be on the same compound.
Check and then see how high work and you say it's marginal, but he's on the soft.
Yeah, well, we did see that massive 4-wheel drift he did with the final chicane. That's probably contributed to it. So race leaders 1, 2 and 3 all into the pits.
Entry right.
Oh, Andy just about gets it right. So SBY in as well. He's got 5 seconds of penalty. He's getting rid of a little bit coming into the pits now. In fact, he's looking to get rid of much of it as he can do, so he gets rid of about 2 seconds of penalty coming to the pits. Switchback's going to come through. Oh! Sideways on the power of the curb. Here he goes. Through goes Ruben. Through goes Deluxe. So Deluxe actually on an alternate strategy to his teammate. Of course, he's going long, isn't he? He ran 4 to begin with. So all these guys have got one more pit stop to make. Where do? And he's going to be away first. Away he goes.
Oh, it's marginal.
He's not really gained there. So that's the other 2.
Filled it.
Oh, indeed. Interesting.
Was it that McLaren slightly larger fuel tank?
Well, they can get to the end. Junkie Sport right onto their tail. Cats. Cats had a moment. He must have recently put that a bit further down than I expected.
Was it? I thought I just saw next Cats in the pit, but he's on all tyres, so I'm not entirely sure.
I suggest not, but we shall see. So Switchback back into the lead then as the pit cycles start. He'll be in this time around. He's got 6 seconds of penalty to get rid of. Ruben running P2. Deluxe P3, in the top 3 at the moment. Donzo P4, just outside of slipstream range as well. Deluxe can't quite pick it up at the moment from Ruben.
Switchback is clattering these curbs, hence why his penalty is so big. You've got to get that sliding scale right between aggression and just falling on the motor. It's just spinning a little bit towards too much aggression at the moment. That car's not stable by the looks of it.
So we've got a gentleman in the chat there asking how do you join the league. If you message on our Twitter page, that's at FTRL GT Sport, and somebody will get back to you. So Max back. So the race lead, Switchback has Lost time to Ruben. So Ruben closing him down. He's also managed to pull away a little bit. Ooh.
And he's in the gravel.
Oh.
City Porsche has got past, unsafe right at the back now.
Owen's into the back of him, in fact, so yeah. And he's had the same problem that I did 2 seasons ago. He's in a big battle. These are probably the net leaders. They're 13 seconds off the back of switchback. It's probably at least 20-25 seconds for a pit stop. And he's going around the outside. It's brave. Don't go too wide. No. Gets it stopped.
Andy trying to be the hero that we need.
Andy needs to just, I think at this stage, just stay with them. There's still a long way to go. Stay in the slipstream, save some fuel, sort it out on the last lap. You need to be there on the last lap, so just keep them in check. But City Porsche has now put himself in pole position. These are probably the net race leaders. So we'll have to see where switchback comes out.
So City Porsche doing City Porsche things. Normally just stays very quiet, stays within himself during the race. But always there at the end.
Unsafe release.
Massive slide that inside curve gives Andy the run.
Unsafe release is all action all the time.
So Andy rode that curve on the inside of our arch, trying to keep it side by side and clean. Gives unsafe the run.
Stretch back in again, unsafe release. Just back in the slipstream, but City Porsche just trying to make a little bit of a break. Very wide line there. He's picked up another penalty, unsafe release. 2.4 the two around him, and he's got less than a tenth now. City Porsche only 1/10 of a second penalty, so strong position penalty wise. So he's got 0.8, sorry.
Can well decide this race. They have done in the past.
Don't remind me. Do not remind me about switchback pits on the race lead. Ruben in as well.
Penalties that sorted that one. I think there was something else in there.
I had to lose something. I had something to lose. If I hadn't lost it, I would have won that, because you were ahead of me, but I was ahead of Tom. I tried to leave it on the line and it didn't. And then I cried. So McLaren's 1, 2 and 3 as we start lap 8. Deluxe leading. 2 teammates behind him, City Porsche. Making a bit of a break from the 2 behind him.
Oh, unsafe. Flinging it into turn 1.
On the limit all the time, unsafe release. It's so exciting to watch.
I'm going to say it's fantastic to watch.
But he has critically dropped out of slipstream range of City Porsche.
I've run up with things to say about City Porsche. He's just an excellent driver.
He has came into GT2 halfway through last season, got a podium in his first week, and then this season has just been absolutely excellent.
When he struggled around Wallen too.
Yeah, he did.
He got lapped twice in the first race.
And now here comes Andy on unsafe into the first chicane. And then Morsan, he's down the inside. Safe lets him go, leaves a little bit of penalty. Drops back in behind. What can Andy do about the McLaren ahead of him? He's losing time in a straight line. That McLaren is faster.
I don't know if Junkie Sport was supposed to pit, but he's in the red and they're still going down Mulsanne.
Oh dear.
He's saving fuel.
Yeah, he's definitely saving. the speed of his switchback's what caught and passed him there. He's got SPY, so SPY on the tail with switchback. And his switchback relative to unsafe is 12 seconds. So, yeah, barring any mishaps to the top 3 of the top 4. Rice currently second, third and fourth, because Deluxe has got another stop to make.
Junkie Sport will be praying that switchback doesn't go too quickly, extend that slipstream a little bit, save a bit more fuel, but that fuel is not going to make him a bit later. Junkie Sport.
I think he's forgotten to pit.
He's out of fuel now. He's got no fuel left. Yeah, he's pulled out the wave, SPY.
So, halfway around the circuit. And Junkie Sport is out of fuel. Ruben going deep in the background. No, that fails.
He's not going to be a happy bunny after this race at Junkie Sport. You would think that's going to be him finishing last unless something happens miraculously.
Yeah, he's got half a lap to do with no fuel, coasting at 50 miles an hour. That's going to be.
Deluxe had a massive moment.
Oh, Andy's had one as well coming out of Arnage, getting on the power. Let's unsafe release back through.
City Porsche is right in the back of his teammate now.
I don't think Deluxe will fight it now. Deluxe moves over. City Porsche will sweep through into the Porsche curves.
City Porsche with a hazards on tank and his teammate.
Indeed.
Fantastic teaming up being shown by the McLaren boys once again.
Indeed. Very well drilled unit. Commitment coming out of the Porsche curves.
SBY is trying to set the back of Switchback. It's currently within slipstream, but Switchback has 6 seconds, SBY has 4.4 seconds of penalty.
Deluxe pits, so he exits the battle, and now the top 3 are the 3 we expect to be on the podium, but what order are they going to finish? Oh, let's say at least sideways out the final corner. It's giving Andy a run.
Right, well, Junkie's bought run out of fuel at Mulsanne. He hasn't made it to Arnage yet.
He's just been passed by Zom, so he's down to P14.
City Porsche's in the reverse lead. He's got a 4-second gap. Well, it's 3.7.
Yep, squabbling going on behind him. He's just opening that gap up.
However, unsafe was driving smart. He's got that penalty down to 1 second. It was 2.2.
Back to Switchback till 10 seconds. Plus Switchback's got 6 seconds of penalties, so no real pressure from behind.
A little wide through Tetra Roofs, coming on the straight.
Deluxe has come out in P6. He's on the medium compounds now, so not the ideal time. He's got Ruben closing him down on the super soft.
Jimmy Greenwood is back in pit lane.
He goes.
I think he's gone for a coffee and just left a brick on his accelerator.
Just coming out of Arnage, running up to the Porsche curves. Race lead is now 4 points.
Side by side.
Gap for the lead now 4.8 seconds. City Porsche is off and away.
That'll make Aaron very happy.
Indeed, excellent work. Week's work again from City Porsche, second in the first one. Oh, the win.
Drop back on the slipstream now. Does he try up the inside? He's trying up the inside.
On the outside for the middle part. And once again, Andy just likes to speak side by side with people, doesn't he?
I was going to say they've been side by side through the entire straight, and he was side by side until contact was on in the first race halfway through. So
Andy gets ahead. So he puts him behind, but he's got the inside for Mulsanne corner. Come over the hill.
These two need to hurry up and decide who's going in front, because Zach is coming. He's got that gap down by 2 seconds in the straight.
Get down to 7.8. He's got no pressure from behind. SBY has dropped away, so he has to pick up penalties. He's now on 5.9. 3 wide behind them. Deluxe, Ruben and Donzo coming into Mulsanne corner. Ruben's got the inside of Deluxe. Donzo backs out of it. Oh, into the back of Deluxe at the apex.
I think Deluxe went for the switchback, but Donzo was already there.
Give him a friendly nerf. Give him a slingshot down the straight. Sweep around the outside of Ruben. He goes side by side.
Well, Junkie Sport has finally made it back to pit lane.
It's going to be nearly a lap down though. There will be some expletives going off in that cockpit, I imagine.
It's 6.6 to Zach. He's on his way.
However, we are about to start the final lap. So he's got a lot of time to make up. Has to keep battling. Mistake could happen. So he's got his penalty down to 0.8.
City Porsche is 6.4 in front.
Yeah, considering he was third coming into the final round of pit stops, he's got into the lead. Those two started squabbling. He's taken his chance. He's got out of slipstream range and just driven away.
I'm not gonna lie, City Porsche on this form could run it with the best guys in GT1 at this form, I believe. The time and effort he puts in, he does deserve it, but so do his teammates.
And they do. I think his releases. I think a lot of people tipped him, and he's been there or thereabouts, but he's not taken the glory yet that his teammate has. But he's not far away, so these two were top of the table. Oh, he's gone deep into the first part of the forward chicane.
But he has got rid of all of his penalty.
That's crucial. He's just outside of slipstream range though, but we know that McLaren is faster in a straight line, so he might be able to pull it back. He's pulled back within slipstream range through the S's. Towards Terre Rouge. Make sure you don't get any more. Oh, he's wide. That's going to be another half second.
Definitely a half second.
I think Andy went wide as well though. No, it didn't.
Into slipstream range though, so was it worth a half second? Probably.
Well, Andy was still at 0.4, so these two switched back only 4.2 seconds back. He's still coming.
I mean, he's going to be right on the back and come through the Porsche curves if he gets it right, but is it too little too late?
Donzo and Ruben going side by side as they come onto the Mulsanne. They look onto the coattails.
Was it Deluxe in the slipstream? It doesn't have a penalty, it's like 4 cars in front.
Second at 0.8, 2 ahead.
Steph from the lonely race of P9.
Reasonable close attendance. 10th and 11th. JP Green with P12, so that'll be a point.
I was going to say, a point on debut, it's not the easiest thing to achieve. A lot of people have tried and failed.
Junkie Sport cursing his way round. P14, so race leader 7.2 seconds. Andy and Unsafe have sorted themselves out a little bit. They're now just about holding that gap to switch back.
I must admit, I'm pleased I'm not in that party with Junkie Sport at the moment. They will be very low.
Andy and Unsafe just seem to have sorted themselves out a little bit now. They've stopped squabbling into all the corners, stop going side by side. But we need one definitive move from one of these guys. Unsafe will be quick. He's got the slipstream. He'll be quicker down this part. Can he get a move done into Indianapolis? It'll be very difficult to pass thereafter. No real big slipstreaming zones. Tucks in behind. He's going to go to the outside. Side by side, sweeps ahead. Through into P2. Sideways. His car control is absolutely superb. Oh, and he's in the gravel. Just hangs on to it.
It wouldn't be an unsafe corner if he wasn't doing the overtake side with us.
This is true. Oh, Skrilly under power. And he's bleeding his penalty off.
I was going to say switchback's going to be close, but that's 6 seconds of penalty is just too much.
Yeah, it's too
Nothing
much.
about it.
Great squabbles for going up a P6. Ruben jumps ahead of Donzo again. They look hanging on to the coattails. Pinkman and Katz are together.
Well with those medium tyres.
Unsafe is pushing now. Can he get? He's over a second. He doesn't need to get rid of it if he can stay a second ahead of Andy.
Nexus Cats from side by side through Indianapolis, side by side through Ornage, but Nexus Cats has come out on top, but he has a higher penalty.
Into the chicane for the final time. He bleeds his penalty off, and your round 10 winner is once again City Posh Blue. Outstanding drive for the McLaren man. He brings it home for the win. Unsafe is pushing. Oh, Andy's got close. Can he bleed his penalty off before the line? He's bleeding it, but Andy's coming.
Oh, it's tight.
Oh! 56 thousandths of a second. Close. Very close. Switch back home in P4. SBY. It's going to be tight with his teammate on penalties here, although his teammate's got a penalty as well. Oh, what's happened to Ruben? Oh, Ruben's out of fuel. No, he's not. Where's he going slowly? He's been off. He's coming in P8, so not quite sure what's happened there. Steph comes home P9. Peatman has got away from Katz. Already bleeding their penalties off on the last lap. P10 for Peatman.
The luck managed to jump Donzo on penalties.
Indeed, so not having any penalties worked out quite nicely. AB Greenwood comes round out of the Porsche curves for the final time.
I'm not sure how many stops he's made, but it's been enough to get him to P12. So, I mean,
more than average,
if
but
it works, it works.
Very true, very true. He'll come in P12. A point for the Toon.
Again, it's something we don't usually see. I think Zom's doing a bit of showboating as he knows he's the last car on stream.
Indeed. Could have been a strong week from Zom. He looked really good in that first race until contact dropped him down the field. A bit of a moment here at Le Mans, but very easy to do. But more lessons learned.
Unfortunate for Team Citroen to have two cars 13th and 14th.
Not the week then, so your winner is City Posh Blue and the McLaren 1-2 with unsafe release. And Andy picks up a podium for the second week in a row. Again, what could have been for Andy. City Posh is your round 10 winner, continuing his excellent run of form.
Well, Andy's straight in the chat, swearing at the McLarens for their top speed in a straight line.
Yep, so good, much praise as well from Blue Flag there. He said that car should not be that high up, and yeah, he's driven excellently today. Got a great start, got out of all the trouble behind him. Could possibly have been in for the win, but I think City Posh in that last stint was just superb.
Well, it would appear that City Posh is very happy with that win. However, I can't repeat what he said because it's probably going to get us taken off YouTube.
So, thank you very much for joining us for two exquisite GT2 races and one more day of FTRL action to come this week with the return of GT1 tomorrow. And somebody left the sprinkles on for us because it is wet week in GT1. Two races tomorrow. Group
forgot to clean up his sweat. I think that's what it is.
So we've got races from from Spa-Francorchamps for the Group 4 race, and then we are at the Red Bull Ring for the Group 3 race. Hopefully we can repeat the antics of the Group GT2 last week and have a exquisite multi-car battle to the end of the race, but we shall have to wait and see. So do join us tomorrow night from 8 o'clock for that. Join Switchback and possibly Junkie Sport on commentary, depending on how many turn up. I think we may actually have a full grid tomorrow though.
At the moment we do, so
fingers crossed for that. Indeed, right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow night for GT1 action. Thank you very much, and goodbye.